As a helpful hint here that I said earlier this week, that is obvious now. It's always been the case. It's been the case for years. We keep hoping that something's going to change, but it isn't. No dispute will ever be resolved until the Democrats win it. So, if you have some hope or prayer that there's going to be some huge treasure trove of gotcha Obama from Petraeus' testimony, it isn't going to happen. A, he's not going to commit perjury. He's not going to say something different than he said the last time. And B, whatever they've got on him, they've got on him. They were able to kick him out of office. They were able to blackmail him, do whatever with this affair business. They kept it. They knew what was going on. They held it in check till they needed it. But the idea that somehow Obama is going to be made to take the hit on this Benghazi thing, it isn't going to happen. The Democrats get away with it. That's the lesson. No dispute will be finished and resolved until the Democrats win it. You just may as well, for the foreseeable future, resign yourself to that. Because there's an ongoing investigation. He promised to work with Congress to get to the bottom of it. But then he tore into these guys for impugning Susan Rice. How dare they attack her? She is the finest. She's the best. She's the most gracious. She's done great work. And all she did was tell this country the latest intel that she had at the time. Meaning it was the video. There are rumors that he's going to nominate her to be Secretary of State, and these guys say they're going to block that as best they can. And he launched into these guys. They think they're going after the UN ambassador because they think she's an easy target. Yet he'll nominate her or whoever he wants to be anything. But these attacks from McCain and Graham on Rice are outrageous. I don't have any doubt he's going to nominate her for state. And he's livid here that these people would dare block his intentions. And then he pledged to get to the bottom of what happened to Benghazi. He'll work with Congress all day long. Well, we already know. We all already know what happened in Benghazi. The State Department knew the moment it was happening. The White House Situation Room knew the moment it was happening. You want to get to the bottom of Benghazi, you got to go get Obama, because Obama's the bottom of Benghazi. Obama is the bottom of the cover-up of Benghazi. And what is going, there is no, that's why I said that this dwarfs Watergate. This is a cover-up that dwarfs the Watergate cover-up. There are 4 people dead in this. Now let's talk about Petraeus for a second. Because John from Crofton, Maryland is mad. He thinks I've given Petraeus an outlet to go ahead and lie. And I don't think that that's even possible. But Petraeus, on September the 13th, 2 days after this thing, went up to Congress and testified that it was the video. Now, all this time, when Petraeus goes up there and testifies, it's known he's having an affair. They're trying to tell us Obama didn't know at that point in time. That's the rub here. They're telling us that nobody told Obama that his CIA director was having an affair. And they're telling us that Obama was not told that the CIA director was sharing classified data with his biographer. They want us to believe that Obama didn't know about this until the Thursday after the election. Last Thursday. They're asking us to believe that's the first he knew of it. It's too much to believe. They told us that Obama is the most sophisticated consumer of intel the country's ever seen. He's such a great consumer of intelligence that he doesn't need to even go to the daily briefings. It's outrageous to insult our intelligence, to have us believe that Obama was not told that the CIA director's having an affair. What happened was they put that fact in a pocket and they're ready to use it against Petraeus whenever they need it. Well, hello, Benghazi. Now, Petraeus was scheduled to testify tomorrow. Anyway, until they dropped a dime on him on the affair. Then he resigns. By the way, we learned yesterday that Petraeus wanted to stay on originally. Did you hear that? He asked the CIA security chief, look, can I let's admit that this happened. I want to stay on. He wanted to finagle a way to stay in office as the CIA director, even with the news having come out. They wouldn't let him. I don't remember where I heard that yesterday. 2 different places. I can't recall right now. So he's scheduled to testify tomorrow anyway. He's already under oath in prior testimony blaming the video, like everybody else in the regime did and has maintained, even to this day. Now he's no longer the CIA director. that means to people that he's free. He doesn't have to worry about recriminations. He doesn't have to worry about loyalty to the president, even though as CIA director, he shouldn't anyway, but they all are. It was the Washington Post, Philadelphia Inquirer. Both reported that Petraeus wanted to stay. He wanted to stay on, and that is crucially important. So, yeah, he resigned, but it's because they wouldn't let him stay. So now he's going to testify anyway. And the hope is, and the expectation is, that since he went to Benghazi after his testimony on the 13th and conducted his own investigation, the assumption is that Petraeus now knows that it wasn't a video. In fact, the assumption is that Petraeus knew it wasn't a video when he said it was, if we must be honest. And we must be honest. There isn't anybody in this administration who really thought it was the video. That was a concoction and a lie to cover up the incompetence or whatever else they're trying to cover up. Now we learn there might have been a CIA illegal prison in the annex over there. This is much bigger than anybody knew. It's much bigger than just Obama foreign policy incompetence. There's something going on they don't want us to know. It's never been about the video, and even when Petraeus said it was, it wasn't. And when he said that it was the video, he knew that they knew that he was having the affair. I mean, that was all known. He just didn't know that Obama knew. That's how convoluted this is. When, of course, there's no question Obama did. I don't care what anybody's saying. Now the expectation is that Petraeus can go testify tomorrow or Friday, whenever it is, and say, by the way, I recant. It wasn't the video. This was an al-Qaeda attack. It was a pre-planned attack. To testify this is truth. We all know what it was. It was an al-Qaeda attack that al-Qaeda is building and establishing more bases in northern Africa and in Libya. And what I said to get John and Crofton and Maryland all upset was that I don't expect Petraeus to change his testimony because then they can charge him with perjury. John said, well, he could rely on the fact that he's conducted his own investigation now. It wouldn't be perjury. It'd be correcting the record. To which my reply was, folks, in this era, there is not a dispute that does not end in the Democrats' favor. We are 1 week into Obama after the second election. He's officially not in his second term, but for all practical intentions, he is. Does anybody really think that his second term is going to be taken down tomorrow or Friday? If Petraeus goes in and said, John said, you're basically telling us that an American hero for 40 years would still lie about something. And I'm saying, I think that if that happened, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And like the rest of you, I'd be livid and I'd be disappointed and I'd be pulling my hair out over frustration. But frankly, I've been doing that for 25 years on this show, watching the Democrats get away with virtually anything they want for all intents and purposes. Be it rape, be it sexual harassment of an intern, lying under oath to a grand jury, and the guy that does that is the biggest hero of the Democrat Party. We have to face facts here. The Democrats win this stuff. The media and everybody else circles the wagons around them. This is closed-door testimony tomorrow. It'll probably leak, particularly if it favors Obama. We will see what happens. I'm just telling you that I'm going to be surprised if Petraeus changes his story. And now John thinks that I'm giving Petraeus an out here because I'm the second most powerful guy in America. And if I say it's okay, I expect him to lie, he'll go do it, and there won't be any criticism of it. Now, Obama said, if Senator McCain, Senator Graham, and if others want to go after somebody, let them come after me. I'm happy to have that discussion. Well, good. Let's have it. Let's have that discussion about you, Mr. President. By all means, since you've asked for it. So anyway, that's where we are. But and Graham and McCain want the select committee to get to the vote. We've got 4 dead Americans here that's being covered up by a sex scandal. A sex scandal is being used by the administration to cover up any investigation or any news reporting about the truth of Benghazi where 4 Americans are dead. It is outrageous. It's unacceptable. There's no question about it, but it's par for the course.